Something that concerns me is that Hard Off is just going to become a graveyard of old media. Because here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 copies of Wii Fit. We go into this junk bin over here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 copies of Golf for the Famicom. This is your man in Japan, Jay Contra, and I'm coming to you from an eastern suburb of Sapporo on the island of Japan, and oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen this much junk before. Each one of these, it says right here, if the game doesn't have a label on it, that means it's going to be 50 yen, so 50 cents. So that means you could pick up Chrono Cross for 50 cents. I mean, let's take a little close look. I want to do something different with this video because I've been kind of cranking these out on my trip, and I want to do something a little bit different this time. So let's open up this Chrono Cross. See here, there's not this. You can see maybe from the glare, it's scratchy. It's not in perfect condition. It definitely, I'd say this would be an average American copy that would go for like $45. So let's open up. So this is in the junk section. Nothing here is guaranteed. Usually when you buy games, you've usually got about a week to return it. Not so with these games. So we open it up. It doesn't even, I don't think it doesn't have the manual with it. We open it up. Let's take a look at the disc. Here we go. The top looks fine. Looks decent. Looks okay. A couple of scratches here and there. Yeah, it's okay. The disc is scratched up. I would bet you anything it still reads. Although that top scratch there doesn't look too hot. So yeah, this game's definitely seen better days. Let's look at number 2. This disc, I think someone played disc 1 a lot, but not disc 2. I actually haven't fully played Chrono Cross myself. So I don't know how quickly you get to the second disc. But man, yeah, okay, that's in rough condition. Not necessarily unplayable, but rough. So let's put that back in, and then I did want to check out for myself. Where did I see it? Oh, it's just hard to... Yeah, here we go. So here we've got Street Fighter Alpha 2. They call it 02 in Japan. So let's take a look at 02. You got look at the cover. Cover looks good. I mean, it's dusty. It's got this kind of break here, this little dent. Hold on, sorry there. It's really hard to open with one hand. Let's look at the back. The back looks fine. It's a bit dusty. Could be in better condition. God. Just open it. There we go. Alright, so we opened it up. Alright, let's take a look at the manual. Manual looks good. I mean, for 50 yen, the manual is probably just worth it in and of itself. I don't think I've ever seen Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the PlayStation yet. Here we go. Okay, the top looks good. Top looks in excellent condition. Then we go to here. It's rough because you see there's this weird, like, I don't know, maybe they tipped to their PlayStation or something, but there's this like kind of line. Maybe you can see it over the glare going over like around the disc. I would wager that you could play this and it would be fine. So, you know, I may actually pick this up myself. I'm not sure. It's 50 cents. I mean, I've certainly spent more money on worse things than Street Fighter Alpha 2. Any other things? Star Gladiator. Don't know why I'm seeing more of those. We've got Clock Tower. Interesting. The First Fear. Huh. Clock Tower's especially fan book. It is especially a fan book, I'm guessing. That, I might, you know, I think I might put that on the side. That may be for me, along with Street Fighter Alpha 2. Where did I put that? Oh, it's hiding right there. Okay, so we'll put those for later. I wanted to show off some laser discs real quick because not only I've been showing some records off and hard off, but someone traded in like a whole set. We've got Lady and the Tramp, a lot of Disney classics on Laserdisc. We've got Alice in Wonderland. We got me. I Like Mickey. I don't know. We got Cinderella. We got a whole set. We've even got some junk EPs. We've got records going. We've got records available on the other side. We even have junk records, which I don't really understand what they mean by junk records. I don't know if that means they're just like not good, because I've bought junk records in the past. That was my first ever record, was Saturday Night Fever, the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. Let me see if I remember seeing it somewhere. They had a pretty good jazz selection. I don't know if someone just came in with a complete jazz section, a collection of jazz albums, but you come over here and this is all stuff they've tested and works no problem. You see, we got a lot of Coltrane and Charlie Parker, and then we come over to some more poppy stuff and some rock. And this is a huge hard-off. I've noticed hard-offs tend to be, I think, hard-offs tend to be big folks, if you know what I mean. But this is like absolutely gigantic. It is so huge. I'm not used to seeing them this big, if you know what I mean. And speaking of, you know, a graveyard of dead media, you'll see a lot of these taiko drums for the PlayStation/PlayStation 2, even this one for the Wii. Those are for the taiko game that you'll find in arcades. We have lots of Wii chords that are coming in now. And something I did want to, that I thought was interesting, was they had a complete. This actually comes with the. This comes with the manual. This is a complete Virtual Boy that's going for $150. They also have an almost complete. I would buy it right now, except this is a Neo Geo CD, the top loader. You can see what they've done is they actually, a lot of times what hard-offs do, and what drives me absolutely insane, you see, look at this GameCube here and how everything's like shrink wrapped together. What some hard-offs will do is they will put this on top of something like that, and they will shrink wrap it together, and actually you'll get little dents in the packaging, and that absolutely kills me. But what they've done is they've separated this. Here's the console itself, here's the price, and this is the box that goes in. And you can tell that because you see you have these little things down here. It can be hard to read because there's a lot of kanji. You see here, that means it's got the box. This means it has the AC adapter and cables. Although here it's got a special note saying it does not have connection cables, but it does have 2 controllers. And Neo Geo CD controllers are getting so expensive now. I think they're going for like even 30 or $40. Like that's $80 right there on top of getting the console itself. It does not have the manual though. I may have mentioned that before. And here we've got just like all of these DVDs. Like, who's ever going to want to buy The Simple Life on DVD? Like, I can understand Star Wars on Blu-ray. I mean, it's not the original. It is the special edition cut. But The Simple Life? I don't know. Whatever. Now, this is a steal. This is this orange Pikachu console with 2 controllers. This is going for $60. That's absolutely insane. I got lots of GameCubes. One of the, you know, I keep telling myself I want to get all the colors of GameCubes, but I mean, that's a lot of space. I mean, I just want to have everything. That's my life, but a man must know his own limitations. We got all these Wii's, so many Wii's. And we've even got, I've been seeing a lot of Xbox 360s up here in Hokkaido. I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is like 360 country or what. And I got more CDs. Like CDs, it feels odd. Just like when I look at CDs, okay, I'm gonna go off on a tangent here because I have nothing better to do. But when I see CDs, I think these are crazy. CDs are like an insane idea to me because there's no tangible difference between playing something off of a CD and playing it off of an MP3 if you're doing it at lossless quality. These are just holding bits. Sexy Zone, this is just bits of Sexy Zone. Now, I have some records, and now records, there is a qualitative difference between listening to something on a record and listening to something on a CD / off your computer. To me, these CDs are useless, but I understand there are people out there who do like CDs. I'm not necessarily one of them. I'm actually afraid of CDs because I think that they're all going to start falling apart in like 20 years or so. But we'll see. Once PC Engine CD starts, once those discs start going, that's when we'll know. But it looks like someone traded in an impressive Sailor Moon collection. Here we've got Sailor Moon Super S. It looks like it's a side, you know, a 2D fighting game. We've also got Game Boy Wars here. Now, I don't know, some of you might remember, it's been a long time since a game in the series came out, but the first one to come out in America was Advance Wars. That came out, like, you know, early 2000s. I think I was in, like, the 7th or the 8th grade when it came out. The first one was called Famicom Wars, and that came out on the NES, but it never came out in America. It only came out in Japan. That was followed up by Game Boy Wars, which I've got here, which is a really cool strategy game, and I think is definitely worth picking up, although I already have one in the box, so I'm going to keep this one here. We've got more Sega, we've got more Sailor Moon. This is Sailor Moon Another Story, and it's going for $45, which is crazy. Like, I think it's an RPG, I want to say. You can see it looks a little bit like Final Fantasy in that screenshot. But wow, I didn't know they were getting that expensive. And I say that someone traded in a Sailor Moon collection, because here's a puzzle game, a puzzle Sailor Moon game. Wow. And then we have something you see, I'd say, infrequently. It's $20 for the Super Mario collection, which is 1, 2, 3, and Super Mario USA, which is what they call Super. In America, it was released as Super Mario 2. In Japan, they called it Super Mario USA. And speaking of Mario, here is, if you buy that Virtual Boy in the box, you can get Wario Land to go with it. Now I'm trying to think about if I left anything off. We can go look at the guns. And I say guns because look at this stuff. Oh my god, this is $100 for an airsoft rifle that is, I would not be comfortable taking this into an airport anywhere. Like, look at this bullpup. Like, $180 for that. That it is so insanely realistic. It is, it's just what happens when you're in a country that outlaws guns. You can just have things that look like guns, like these. There's, like, this is gun country, I guess, because look at this. We're back in the junk section, and there's all these, like, this is a USB gun. You can see the US thing here. This you can hook up to your computer, I assume, maybe. But then here, this looks like a Sega Saturn gun. It indeed is. This is a Sega Saturn gun. This would be a virtual gun that you would use with Virtual Cop. I mean, if I was waving this around in the United States, I would absolutely not do that. And they've got even more. There's so many guns here. And I also noticed that there's a whole bin full of DSs. So many DSs. Ooh, you can get this really cool black and red one. It plays games, but I think there's a problem with the battery, so that could get a bit dicey, although I love this red and black color scheme. Oh my god, it's beautiful. If it didn't have that, yeah, I think if that panel was a bit better. See, like, here's one. See, this one played games at $16. Panel looks good, but you know, you're taking a risk on stuff like this just because it's hard to tell whether the screen has been scratched or not. But man, does that look good. And that's just more controllers. You never know what you're going to find in junk sections. We've even got some knockoff Famicoms over here, the Famicom game box. As if Famicoms weren't common enough, here you can just buy a pretty yellowed one for $3. Although it does not include the RF box, so you're going to have a hard time playing it. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think I talked about what I wanted to. We didn't really get into a whole lot of the games, though, just because there's not... They've got the staples. There's nothing really, there's no great deals here. I just wanted to say they're okay. Nothing particularly special. I mean, you got Chrono Trigger, Diddy's Conquest. That's it. But otherwise, I thought this was a pretty cool shop. It's definitely one of the bigger ones I've been to, and they just have so much stuff. Not necessarily with the games, but just with everything kind of surrounding the games. So I'm going to leave it here. I've been Jade Contra, coming to you from Sapporo in Hokkaido, Japan, saying thanks for watching, see you next time, and mahalo.